Hello, I made it. Let's spec this game. Oh, got my own audio. There we go. Hope you guys are hyped. This is going to be a good matchup. I'm hoping that Shocks puts in the chat what matchup this is in the bracket, because I have no idea. I was hoping to get some prep in before this game and actually familiarize myself with what's going on, but I just got back from work. Right, I'll let the players know I'm ready. They are actually waiting for me for a change. But this is going to be a really good matchup. I'm assuming this is upper bracket, because this is the matchup that I actually feel like very well could be the final. Winner bracket semis, okay. Well, the players are ready. Let's jump on into it. Need to change my FPS to 90 so it doesn't lag out.
3, 2.
But yeah, map 1 on deck. Someone in chat saying good map picks for Znatch. The maps will be Deck, Overlord and Nitro, Honk and Spacer, so it's a best of 5. Guess I'm in it for the long run. A quick 3-0, make that 3-1 for 4 aces. I think the overarching story of this matchup will be Znatch versus Aiko, both very high damage players, but both of them managed to build a really strong team around themselves. Both teams practicing a lot, improving throughout the season so far. But this first belt's coming up pretty soon. Aiko making the jump for it, actually misses it. Might not have been going for it, it is a bit early. But blue team flooding the room. Alea misses the jump. Jayski dives. Ooh, so much damage on that belt from Znatch, and Aiko's gonna go down as well. No, just makes it to the teleporter. But that belt was punished really hard. I'm noticing Aljas already has got 200 armor throughout the game, I believe. Yeah, it's got both of them. That's a sign of things to come. Aljas, one of those players that just gets 100 armor after 100 armor all game long. Znatch making a move on this amp. Gets a double kill, but eats Tri-Rocket, so the amp is dropped. Will get picked up by Jayski, who's going to kill Znatch off the spawn here. But flooded. And amp changes hands again, so messy amp run. But Alea gonna burn the last 20 or so seconds of this amp, get a couple kills. Things are just in the butt as well. He's actually waiting for this belt, which is spawning just now. He's just seen Jayski jump for it, but doesn't take the initiative. Jayski steals that away, but goes down. So another belt that just evaporates instantly. And the game is close. Only 3 points in it. Slight lead held by 4 aces. Looks like it's 4 aces who have the top. This is a really, really strong position that Jayski's in right now. Or if you have cover from the other side, but he gets picked off. 100 armor's up. We'll go to Aljas as well. So whoever's in the 100 armor pit has got their work cut out for them, because Aljas is all over that 100 already. Ooh. Dodges over the Tri-Rockets and hits 4 shock primaries, but walks into a flat cannon. Actually spawns on his shock rifle, but doesn't jump for it. And now it's belt and the amp at the same time. Znatch will pick that up. He actually has boots as well. Let's follow Znatch as he might get this amp. Takes down Aiko, who didn't have the health. This could be a massive amp run, because Znatch is so stacked. He's still got 1 boot charge, and he uses it to get into the middle of the map. As KL goes down, so does Jayski. Aiko goes down. Znatch gonna have to switch to the other broken hit scan weapon. Massive amp run here from Znatch. And that keeps his, that actually gets his team the lead. They have been trailing ever so slightly. Now 2 points up, and Snatch probably going to get this next 100 as well. Oh, Aljas competing for the 100, just doesn't take it. We'll go to Snatch. And the game's kind of been broken wide open. That was pretty much a 10-something frag swing off the back of that amp run. All of 4Aces players, I think, went down during the run. And now it's a case of, can When Is Amp capitalize? Oh, and they've just given up the belt. Eiko knowing that exact timing. What they needed to do was maintain that control that they have, and this belt steal from Eiko is crucial. Snatch did get the 100, but it's belt versus 100 here. Eiko got the rocket launcher, somehow goes down, gets shot in the back. So that belt's been neutralized. I'm liking the Eiko versus Snatch matchup that we're getting here, as it's this time it's Eiko's opportunity with an amp run. It's got a bit of stack, but full HP, full ammo on the shock rifle. That's pretty crucial. He's not really seeing anyone, and he's getting flooded by enforcers here. Oh, only one frag on that entire run. As Amp goes to Snatch, dies to a stray shot ball from his teammate. But again, SKR on the side of 4Aces, they've stolen another belt. And with Aljas's control over the 100 armor, this is their in back in the game, and you see they've slowly brought the score back. They were about 8 frags down, now only 1. Feels like maybe a bit more of a team effort from 4Aces so far. If it wasn't for that one amp run from Snatch, they'd be reasonable way ahead. And now they're just content to hold the top. They've got 2 sniper players up there. Crush goes down. They're waiting because the amp and the belt are spawning both in 10 seconds. They've now got 3 players up top. This is really strong. Aljas is down the bottom contesting that 100 armor. That's just been taken though. Now SKL, he wants to drop onto this belt. They've just seen Snatch there. Shield belt went to J-Ski, but all of the armor has been stripped off. 4Aces, and they're losing top position. Ah, there we go. Eiko's got himself onto the amp. But they have lost that comeback energy that they had a second ago. Eiko, tons of damage off the amp, but Keleo takes him down with a Stombo. Eiko just a bit too aggressive, didn't have the backup. As Crush actually left that amp for his teammate. We'll go to Crush eventually. Alea continuing his tradition of killing a teammate. This time it's a 2-in-1. Belt's coming up, and it's once again blue team on the belt, but jumps off it early, and it goes to Snatch in the end. It's a Snatch versus Eiko fight. I'm hearing hit scans from God knows where. Al just goes down. Snatch just down to 2 HP there. Opportunity to get this 100 armor after he just got the belt, so taking tons of armor away from his opponents. There we go. Here's the spawn. And that's important. They want to keep Aljas away from this 100 because he's been really strong in that position so far. And once again, When Is Amp about 10 points in the lead. This is the biggest lead we've seen all game. And this Amp's up soon. Keleo's down there behind it, but Eiko, always conscious of when the Amp is spawning, gets a multi-kill. So much damage already. Leads back to 10. And the belt's coming up in 10. 100 arms up. Snatch probably going down here. Eiko, oh, he can't look over that ledge with the HP he had. Gonna have to contend himself with holding on to this belt position. There we go. Secures it for his teammate. And a big amp run from Eiko, but not quite as explosive as some of the ones we saw last time. And while they secured the belt for himself, did lose out on the 100 armor. So maybe not quite the same impact either. This 100's up in 1 second. We'll go to Aljas. gonna pull up the stats for you guys to take a quick look at. Aiko, pretty quiet game, honestly. Normally we'd expect him to be way at the top of the scoreboard for his team. Snatch, on the other hand, 4,500 damage. We're only 6 minutes into this. Legend has it that Snatch's house is actually based on the floor plan of deck. He practically lives here. So no surprise that he's dominating on the damage front. This is like on course for a 7k damage game or something ridiculous. Finally, a red team belt will go to Crush. And Al just goes down. This amp, though. Aiko's got it. This time he's got a bit of stack under him. All the armor has been stripped off when his amp. And honestly, deck is the amp run map. There's so much space. If you get a stack and an amp on deck, which is really achievable because of the boots and the belt, you can absolutely go on a rampage, and we're seeing that. The scoreline's been brought to within 3. Well, Aiko missing some crucial shots here, goes down. It's going to put an end to his run. And it's Alea who has that 100 armor. SKL eats a Stombo. Ooh! There goes all that armor. And it's a total reset on the armor front. And that means whoever gets these next 2 major items, 100 armor goes to Crush, the belt's up, that goes to blue, so it's contested. Still anyone's game. The scoreline is tied as well. Big comeback here from 4 aces. Slow and steady. They had a couple of good amp runs, but nothing game-breaking. Just been doing it off the back of good play. Oh, SKL. Looking for that flat cannon. And again, Aiko taking this position. It's nice and strong up here. You can shoot into the pit, and it's really hard to be shot back. You can just back away from the ledge. Oh, I like this from Aiko. Getting up to the amp ahead of time in an unexpected angle means he can take it pretty much for free. But with the scoreline tied, it's dangerous when Aiko has the amp. Looking for players. Oh, Alea hits 2 crucial shock primaries that pretty much neutered his amp run. And I mean, Aiko can still be dangerous, but he's a total glass cannon. And you see there, he peeks around the corner and just dies to stray flak shards. So it was Alea there that saved that amp run from being game-ending, potentially. The difference between dying in 1 shock primary and dying in 2 when you have an amp on this map is so huge. But look at the armor stack on blue. They've really built something. The 100's coming up as well. That'll go to Aljas. They're now looking really strong. Belt's not up for a while, so no real opportunity for anyone in red to build a stack to contest things. And blue have made the scoreline look pretty brutal now. Up by 6. As Aljas now on a killing spree. How many 100 armors has he had? He's had 8. Snatch just had 7 actually, so pretty close.
3 minutes remain.
And the 100 goes to Snatch this time round. Now he wants to contest this belt with his teammates. It's up in 1 second. Ooh, who's that? SKL goes down. Jayski. Alea missed the jump and Jayski took the opportunity. Meanwhile, Aiko gets the amp. So great win there by 4 aces. All that armor except the 50 that Aiko just picked up is gone though. But once again, it's these amps. They're just uncontested for Aiko, and it feels like when his amp are dropping the ball. Scoreline is up by 10 for 4 aces though. So another amp run goes down. Only 1 more amp this game. Couple more belts, so not a huge suite of resources for Snatcher's squad to claw back this game. Down by 15. I think this is the biggest lead we've seen all game potentially. Certainly the biggest lead that 4 aces have had. Oh, Aljas gets himself onto that 100 eventually. But the belt's coming up. So far, honestly, it feels like this last half of the game, 4 aces have just had total presence on the map. Oh no. Of course, having said that, Jayski gets knocked off the belt by a teammate shot ball. Belt goes to Aljas. Needs to make something of this, but eats 2 combos. That's such a waste of that belt. Unable to do any damage. And these are precious resources in the last minute and 30 of the game. They have to get 12 frags. And Snatch, potentially the man to do it. He's down to 4 HP though. This 50 armor's not up for a while. He's such a glass cannon here. You see, he gets spawned on and loses the amp. That's probably all she wrote, unless this amp run can be uber explosive, but Aiko denies it. That's such a horrible position for the amp to be dropped in if you desperately need it. 10 frag lead in 40 seconds. Pretty much impossible, especially because this belt is going to go to J-Ski uncontested, yeah. Just in the last half of the game, there's been a real difference in terms of showing up to those belts and amps. 100 armor's been contested well, but it's the belts and the amps that I think have caused this 10 frag split. But overall, hugely close game. Aiko stepping it up in terms of damage. 6.7k from Snatch, absurd. But only 600 something damage in it. Good match. And that's only game 1. So I believe this was when his amp's map pick would make sense. Yeah, Snatch is just a machine. Doesn't even need the amp. Aiko's a player that can do amazing things, but he's generally a player that gets set up. And he sets himself up, of course. He always knows when the amp's coming up. But Snatch, like on Nitro, for example, Snatch just plays the sewer rat position, plays with Black Cannon and gets like 6,000 damage. And you don't even see him if you play top. So very different high damage players. But Overlord, reasonably different map. Certainly harder to move around quickly, but comparably open. Big rooms. Lots of opportunity for hit scan. Not as many hit scan guns, of course. Tekken's just full of them. But you can, if you get the amp and get it out of that death trap room that it's in, you can play it reasonably carefully and have high impact with it. Of course, belt on this map, something you need to set up for nice and early. And based on what we saw last game, I have a feeling that it'll be 4 aces that are getting most of the belts. I think we've seen them play really well on this map previously. Aljast, of course, will be all over this 100 armor position. And honestly, that last game we saw on deck is the only time I've seen someone in a game versus Aljast have a similar 100 armor count at the end of the game. And I don't think Snatch plays that position on this map, so he might find that he gets a lot of 300s this time around. Anyway, players are ready. Let's jump into map 2. This is a best of 5, of course. So if Aiko's team wins this, they're still going to win one more. But Snatch's side looking to equalize. I think personally my money's on 4 aces on this map. But it was a close game last time, so anything is possible. This isn't my map, this is Epic's map. I just made it playable. Ah, thank you, Autocam, for showing me the bio kill. There were 3 players in the 100 armor room for blue there. All of the armor going on the way of 4 aces in the first 30 seconds. And already 2 players from red setting up on this belt position early. Patient moves by Aiko, staying up there knowing that he was pretty safe. Just had to dodge a couple rockets. And they clean up the players, and you know, it's good to get somewhere early, like a belt position, but they got there way too early and get cleaned up because of it. Didn't see who got the 100. Must be Aljas, he's still got 50 armor left. But that belt's been cleaned off Aiko. Oh, a headshot onto Alea, that's pretty big, because he's the only player from red down here. Amp's up in 5. 3 players from When Is Amp all over the amp now. They have to defend these doors. Looks like they will pick it up. That will go to Snatch. 101 HP, so we'll survive a rocket if it happens. Oh, that bio is terrifying, but doesn't connect. Snatch looking for people. He actually has a shock rifle. I'm surprised he hasn't switched to it. There we go, we'll pick up this sniper. No! J-Ski ninja moves. Airstrike Snatch. Didn't know he was there. And J-Ski's just gonna walk this amp over towards the belt, recognizing that not really an opportunity to go for a run. Only 5-6 seconds of the amp left. But definitely enough time to go and secure that belt with his team. Good power-up usage there. And this scoreline's looking a bit grim, despite the damage being almost identical. Control firmly in the hands of 4 aces. Although Alea's just picked up this 100. Throwing some 400 IQ spam down the hallway. I guess he can see someone we can't. And another 100 goes to red, so this is good. Blue have no armor, so they just need to win a couple of advantageous fights here. Get themselves over towards these 2 major items, which are spawning synchronized, so good opportunity to get at least one of those. And then start eating away this score line. But Alea goes down there alone. Aiko, he has the shot primaries, he's sitting on the amp, knows when it's up, of course. And the belt, oh, the 100 goes to Aljas. The belt's actually up still. We'll go to Snatch. But if I'm honest, I feel like 4 aces won that power-up tug of war just then. Ooh. Aiko cleaning up in the sniper room. Oh, just misses the last shot, but hits the killing spree. Love to see it. Red get that 100, I think. But lots of presence in this 100 armor room. Wasn't really expecting that. Looks like this is the place to contest. We're looking at 4 to 300, so very even. But we'll bear in mind that it was about halfway through the game last time that the imbalance on the power-ups started to happen. Will be interesting to see if these fairly even power-up stats stay throughout the remainder of the game. As Aiko picks up a belt. Red team not contesting that one, recognizing that they lost the room. And this puts Aiko in such good position for this amp. Snatch does hit a sniper onto him. But when his amp, they're almost trapped here. Trapped here with Aiko, who has a belt and a shock rifle. But you know, Aiko, he wants to conserve this amp, this belt for the amp run. He's conserved a lot of that armor. It's really well done by him, playing it nice and passively, letting his minions go in and tank damage. Definitely worth it if it allows you to get a really stacked amp player, especially if it's Aiko, he's just going to hit everything. And the scoreline is looking rough. Possibility for a 2-1 scoreline pretty soon. Definitely showing that they are very comfortable on this map. Ooh, uncharacteristic missed combo there. But I do recognise the little attempt at an air rocket flick from Aiko. Nice to see. Let's follow J-Ski. He's the player who just picked up that belt. And he's just going to go hunting with this link gun. Spots 2 players. I think he's coordinating here with a teammate. Okay, never mind. I say coordinating to go into the 100 armor room together, but that is not happening. Jeski does push in at the top, but Snatch picked up that 100. And it's a stacked player versus stacked player fight here. Jeski choosing the pacifist route with the impact hammer. And again, we're nearing synchronized spawns for the majors. Snatch drops and shreds. Eiko goes down. Belt's actually up in 3 seconds. Opportunity for Snatch here to get to it. He just needs to take out SKL, and this belt is his. Great play by Snatch. And did it without team support. That's both major items he stole, all on his own. Now he just needs kills. Unfortunately, only 11 seconds left on this amp. And he's not hitting like he usually does. Scoreline is now 20 exactly. Seems to have stabilized a little bit in this last minute or so. Possibly due to the heroics of Snatch. Haha, nice try, Aljas. You see, Aljas, he knew the time exactly there. Or at least it looked like he did. Not enough against Snatch the Beast. But he's just running routes around these major items, setting up for the belt again, beaming people with the link gun. Oh, he's dropped down, that's a mistake. And it's Eiko now, he can just bomb down with the rockets, he drops as well. He's getting stuck in the wall, goes down. SKL though, he's up there, all over the belt. Doesn't have any guns, but stole the power up. And that's crucial because none of, well, Snatch just picked up the 50, but none of Wenner's amp have much armor for this amp fight. It's up in 1 second. Does eventually go to Wenner's amp anyway. Oh, dropped. Snatch picks it up, takes down Eiko. So Snatch single-handedly pulling his team back into this game, slowly but surely. He needs to kill Aljas here because he's just gotten away with a 300. Oh, that combo was so close to being a double kill. It was just a second earlier. But the score lead is only 15. Belt's coming up, but Snatch is getting double teamed here. Will surely go down. He does do. Crush is in position for the belt, but I think he's just let Eiko slip by. No, he heard him coming up that lift. And the belt goes his way. Look at all this armor for free. Aljas just picks up another 100. Yet to take damage on it. It's Crush attempting to backstab. But it's this slow sort of grinding, picking away at this comeback that's being attempted here. You see the players from 4 Aces just making themselves a nuisance at these 100 armors like that. See, that 100 is basically just worthless now. Just because Eiko decided to hang around. Actually steps in his teammate's goo though, that's pretty funny. Oh, nice flat ball by Crush, but doesn't get the kill. Anyway, the amp's up. I missed that. A cleanup by Snatch. He's total glass cannon though, will die to 1 shock primary. He needs to get to these health packs, and he does. He really, really wants this belt. Oh, and it's going to spawn for him. Great position if you're Snatch. Oh, the patient sniper shot. But he can't hit, and he's run out of ammo. Jeski knows that as well. He can go aggressive, and he hits a direct rocket. Snatch down to 3 HP. That's so unfortunate. Not the time you want to run out of ammo. And you know, if he hit that first sniper shot, then that turns into a completely different amp run. Still though, scoreline very, very slowly getting smaller and smaller. And a contestation on the 100. I think Snatch will get it. Really a star performance from Snatch this game. 30 and 13. Still a third of the game to play. Belt's up in 10 seconds. Snatch in position as he has been repeatedly, but he's 1v3 here. Eiko goes down, but Snatch not enough to overcome 3 players. SKL gets the belt. He was down to 10 HP. One more minigun shot from Crush. He was coming around that corner, would have done it there. Offered them an opportunity. But, you know, if you're Wenny's Amp, this is what you fear. You were just holding yourselves in the game by a thread, and now it's looking like an amp and belt going the way of their opponents. Aljas, he's got that amp. Might go for the 100 as well, which is up pretty soon. Alea goes down, Snatch goes down. It's a double kill for Aljas. The scoreline's getting bigger and bigger. They secure 100 armor as well. Amp goes down, but the damage is done. 5 seconds left on it. Oh, a nice little shot there by Alea. But it's belt fight time. We'll go the way of Snatch here. And, ooh, I thought he was going to step in the bio. So stupid how the bio just speeds around the map. Snatch playing Quake here. Oh my god. Toxic of UT. Needs to watch his feet though. Rockets flying around that pillar. 100's up in 5. Scoreline is still only 10 points. Make that 11. This 100 armor could be crucial in this next fight. Oh, Aljas, he gets it. Jayski's teammate got a 50 as well, so that puts them in great position. They both want to haul ass over towards this amp, spawning in a few seconds. Aiko's already in position. This is looking really rough if you're Wenny's amp. Amp changes hands though, so that's at least some time burnt off it. Only 20 seconds left. Oh, what a play! Snatch with the bio. Goes for the Hail Mary, but doesn't go for those health packs. That's really unusual. I would have expected him to go for the health. And scoreline is extending now up to 14. They need a clean amp run. I have a feeling that that amp run looked a bit panicky there, to be honest. Maybe the pressure is starting to get to Wenny's amp. Let's pull up these stats again. Damage almost identical. Literally within 10 damage for a second there. Belt's not up for 14 seconds. Crush is way ahead of time here. But he's got teammates en route. 100 armor goes to Aiko, and this is the problem with being 10 seconds ahead of time with half your team, is you give up other items on the rest of the map. Once again, Snatch with the major item. This amps up in 10 or so seconds. He's already posted. Probably wants some of this shock ammo. Where's the team support? There we go. Aiko dies. He was 1v3 there. Aljas loses all of his stack. Snatch grabs the amp. He's down to 5 armor, 100 health. Needs to play this carefully. He's extracted himself from the room. His 100's not up for a while. Still a 14 frag scoreline. A minute left. 4 aces really would have to throw here for this to end up in a Wenny's amp victory.
1 minute remaining.
And also, this amp run would have to be huge. I mean, it's already been big. Killing spree for Snatch. With an 11-point lead, 50 seconds. Going to be a tough call on a map like Overlord where it's reasonably big. All you have to do is delay your spawns a bit if you're 4 aces now. The belt fight as well goes the way of 4 aces. Aljas picking that one up, and I think that's all she wrote for this map. 30 seconds left. 10 frags, score lead.
4 seconds left.
Another unbelievably huge performance from Snatch. 6.5k damage on Overlord. This map's huge. Aiko as well, doing well.
10,
But of course,
8,
team effort from both sides on the power-up side. Although those armor grabs, amp grabs look pretty one-sided for Snatch and Aiko. They
the match.
certainly were getting those items held for them by teammates. Teammates recognizing that they want a shot at winning the game. They need to give their best players the best items. Testament to the team play that these squads have developed throughout the tournament. Definitely two of the teams that have been getting better and better. But yeah, that's a 2-0 score lead for Aiko. Just needs to win one more map, and it'll be a 3-0. I believe it'll be when his Amp's map pick. Nitro is next. I think realistically, the top 3 players are Snatch, Aiko, and Dion. It's kind of funny. Snatch is like a mix between Aiko and Dion. Dion is the player that can literally get 0 amps and 0 belts in a game, and then also have 6,500 damage. But I think lacking on the more explosive front that someone like Aiko has. But Snatch, has got both the skills, maybe not in the same quantities as Dion and Aiko respectively, but the combination of that skill set is hard to deal with. Anyway, we're on to map 3, which is Nitro. I'm feeling like this is Snatch's map to win. Again, another map where Snatch can just shred people with Flackle game and end up with an absurd damage stat. But this first 100 armor, messy fight, lots of players going down. Oh, Crush can't hit the shots. There we go. Aljas dies. He's going to have to wait to the second 100 to start inflating his stats. That first 100 armor goes the way of when his amp. 50 goes to Aiko, but he's lost most of it already. And Crush, he's playing smart with his 100. Actually takes a sniper shot there. That's unfortunate. Recognizing he didn't have the guns to move in against these sniper players and wanted to see if he can catch someone off guard. But actually it looks like they've completely vacated the belt. Just not even contesting at all. That seems like a hardcore decision by one of the players. Because typically you see someone wander in there and die. But it's Aiko looking really stacked right now. Oh, runs into 3 enemy players. Only Alea's fighting him though. Alea did so much damage there. But eventually they'll get cleaned up. And this first amp's gonna go to J-Ski. Nearly gets bioed by somebody. Keg went to Keleo. Oh, finally hits a shot before he goes down, but the amp is on the ground. Picked up by Aiko as he takes down Keleo. Crush goes down. Oh, Alea narrowly avoids a sniper to the knee, but can't dodge the second one. And if Aiko can hit this shot, then that's a guaranteed belt for his team. Actually, Snatch will dodge away from it. Aiko doesn't get shot at and will escape with 50 armor remaining. But power-up's looking absolutely one-sided here in this first minute and a half. 200 armors for Team Winners Amp and literally nothing else on the pickup front. Not even any 50 armors. So it's surprisingly close, honestly, given that. Might be their third 100. Crush actually vacates the area. Aljas now stronger position. It's another 100 for free. Now up to a killing spree. And now, shortly we'll have so many items coming up that surely when his amp will get at least one of them. It's Aiko in position for the amp. Oh, the minigun is so strong, absolutely pinning him down there. Belt goes to SKL, Snatch with the amp. He's 1v2 here, needs to watch his back. But it's someone in front of him who kills him in the end. And that's a real case of not having the team support. And that's lost them the amp. Scoreline plus 13 now for 4 aces. Oh, amp changes hands again. J-Ski Sometimes when you go to hit that really close shot, you just move your mouse for no reason. That's something that everyone in the chat can relate to, except Scrims, of course, who hits every flank. Another 100 armor goes to Aljas. How many's he had? Only 3. Is he hunting down Kelio? He does a decent amount of damage, actually. He shreds most of that 100 armor. Belt's on his way up. Honestly, there's been absolutely no contest on any of these belts. Pretty much for free. Eiko, mostly the recipient. But strangely enough, these belts are kind of melting away. I'm surprised the scoreline's not higher. Alea, if he knows it, this amp's actually up. Oh, but Aljas has made his way up the lift. Uncontested amp. I take it back. Very contested amp. Oh, what a flick shot by Snatch! And a double kill. Gets the sniper. Needs to get some HP, though. Patient sniper shot. It's reached that point in the game, guys, where Snatch has realised that it's going to have to do a bit of carrying. Bit of heavy lifting. Heard those tri-rockets coming around the corner. He's 1v3 here. Takes down Eiko. Takes down J-Ski. His belt's up in 0 seconds. There we go. Great defense by Snatch. Ooh. Narrowly avoids that rocket, though. 100 armor's actually up. If this goes to red, this is big. Alea, he so wants to jump for it. Oh, it doesn't make the jump. Goes down. Snatch has lost all his belts. Amp's run out. But scoreline is now within 12, so that was a really good minute or so by when is amp. But it definitely feels like they're chasing a lead here. Because they are. Oh, Snatch! J-Ski's got the moves! Who let Flo play on his account? His belt's up. Snatch will know exactly when it is. Looks like they're contesting this one. There's a trade frag up there. Crush has 9 HP. Getting flacked from behind. Spelt's up in 1 second. Amp goes to Eiko. Belt goes to SKL. Bit of a nightmare if you're when is Amp. Oh, take it back. Amp is squarely in the hands of Alea. I didn't see how that happened. The plasma from Eiko hits like 4 bolts in a row. These are really hard link shots to hit, actually. That's a horrible spawn. What? Crush hits the 2 enforcer shots needed to take down Eiko. This keg is up. Will he drop? No. Eiko, Aljas, sorry, still has 100 armor. Honestly, the most stacked player of the tournament. I bet if you took Aljas's average stack throughout a game, it would be like 160 or something ridiculous. He doesn't even need this 100. He's so stacked. Definitely calling it for a teammate. But this belt's coming up. All the time that Aljas wastes calling that 100 armor is time that they can't contest the belt. I saw a bio kill there. Oh no, Alea misses the jump. J-Ski. He misses the jump. Also dies before he hits the ground. SKL just makes it. So much armor on the side of 4 aces. And they're so ready for this amp. Look at them all. Even the synchronized lift usage. This is looking rough. Aljas didn't even have to move his mouse there. Just strafed out into the open. And again. Oh, nice play by Aljas. Eiko got the amp. Does go down though. Lack of team support again. Loads of team play on the amp grab. Not so much afterwards. But never mind. Still totally doable, this lead. Especially because Natch has got the amp now. Although there's only so much you can do when you're 1v3. Again, damage very close. When is Amp making more noise on these power-ups as well, starting to get a grip on the items. But now they just need to not bleed frags. They need some kind of constant control. We saw 4 Aces do this in the first game on deck. They were down by 10 or something, and then they got control. They leveraged that control really well, and they turned it into a win. So we want to see something similar here from When is Amp. Otherwise, we're going to end the stream after 3 games, which I'd much rather not do. Feels like these teams are close enough to warrant 4 or 5. Sneaky play by Snatch. Aiko taking it in the butt. But, oh, so much presence from this shock rifle. Aljas, he's just run out of ammo there and revealed that by the switch, but not going to matter. Good rockets. It guarantees him the amp. Or does it? Where, there we go. Actually held it for Aiko there. 252 damage. Oh, flooded down by the Enforcer play. Snatch hits 4 in a row. I think it was Snatch. Either way, Snatch gets the amp. It's like, whoever, if you have the amp and you're not Snatch and Aiko, then you're basically just holding it for them. Except that one run we saw from Aljas this map, it's been the Snatch Aiko amp show. And now the game's within 4. Make that 2. The comeback is real. 5 minutes left in this game still. Keg's actually up. Players completely lost control of that. Keg is the item that everyone forgets. 100 armor goes to Aliyah. Desperately wants this HP though. We'll pick that up. And now a 1-point lead. The comeback is so real. The reset was pretty huge. Losing all those items, all those weapons. And that's enabled When is Amp to take the lead. They're now 2 points up. This belt is up in 4 seconds. They don't have any presence over towards the 100, but this belt is going to be huge. Snatch picks that one up. Alea still has some of that 100, so this is looking like a really strong run. SKO, he's going down for sure here, in between 4 players. Amp is the next item to play for. Aljas and Aiko holding the top. They've got a bit of stack, so this is a crucial fight here. Aiko's actually already in the box. And this is such a bad fight if you're Snatch here. Doesn't want to take it. Backs off and goes the sneaky route, but he's being chased. The patient sniper shot misses. And Aiko, it's his mission right now to settle this scoreline again. Oh dear. Jayski killed Snatch there with the bio around the corner. 3 points in it. Oh, what a shot. 2 points in it. 10 seconds until this next belt. That's the next item to play for. And at times like this, teams can get really flustered, so I'll be interested to see if either of them lose track of it. I don't think Snatch is going to lose track of it. He knows it's up. He's going to pick that one up. He got last one. Kellio got the 100 as well. So Armor's looking squarely in the hands of When is Amp. 4 points is their lead now. And what's brutal here is it's a total change of pace in the game. If you're 4 Aces, you've essentially lost what was a nice consistent control that you had for most of the game. Not necessarily total power-up control, but just, you know, you spawn and your teammate has a gun and they can drop you a gun, things like that. But now they are scrabbling for every weapon that they can get, and that's going to put the advantage squarely in the hands of When is Amp. They're now at 7 points ahead. This Amp's coming up. The 100 is up. That goes to them as well. Oh, great spawn by Kellio, but he doesn't know the Amp's up. No one's calling it. People have lost track of the Amp. And this is what I was saying about teams getting a bit flustered. Snatch is going to get this belt for sure. I think Crush knows the Amp's up. Yes, this is huge for When is Amp. They could put this game to bed. This is the penultimate Amp. Double kill potentially for Crush here. Loses track of one player. Oh no. There we go. Oh, SKL got belt. I thought Snatch got it. My mistake. I just assumed he'd picked it up. Ball is in Aiko's team's court at the moment. They really need to put something together. Only a minute and a half left. This 100 armor all will go to Aljas. So now look at this stack. SKL has played really, really patiently. He's kept that stack alive. This is their opportunity to make the comeback. They're still only 5 points behind. Make that 4 after the kill onto Alea. Keg's actually up as well. Again, players lost track of that. SKL's going to jump for the belt. Didn't need the stack, but denies it from the enemy regardless. Great play by him, but no armor on any player now. SKL, he did get that keg, but he's been shredded himself. It's a 2-point game. There's only a minute left in it. 100 armor goes to Snatch. He gets a kill with the Link Gun as well. He's just the player you want to have the 100 right now, but he's nowhere near the amp, and that's on its way up. Oh dear, this is looking rough for when his amp. They are 4 points ahead, but the amp going to Aiko is crucial. Snatch just waltzes in there 1v3 and gets the most insane Link kill. We heard the hit sounds there. Aiko is down to 13 HP, gets 1 kill. They need 4 kills in 30 seconds, but they've got so many low HP players. It's looking like this is pretty much guaranteed victory as long as when his amp can hold the line. Killing those players there is good, but they've all just respawned with spawn health. It's 2 frags in it though. It's a tie game. I feel like definitely some held spawns there could have guaranteed the game.
9, 8,
No points in it. This belt is up.
6,
Alea makes the jump.
4,
Players going down. SKL goes down. 1 point lead.
overtime.
And it's overtime. J-Ski shreds Keleo in the last second. And now I've lost control of the spectator cam. I have to use the keys to cycle through players. That's fine. There we go. Snatch is key 4. Aiko is key 8. This is one of the few overtimes we've seen so far. This tournament. Still a 1 point lead. Amp's on its way up. Unfortunately, I can't switch there. Switch to Snatch. He's on 50 HP. Knows this Amp's on its way up. Ambushes Aiko, but can't hit the shot, and Aiko hits a nice 90-degree flick rocket. Keleo got the keg. Alea got the 100 armor, and now it's Alea with the amp. And a 23 HP though. Total glass cannon. Can't pick out the enemy out of the air. And Aljas takes him down. Belt's up. Are players aware of it? I don't know. But look at this score lead that's been built. That last second kill onto Keleo by J-Ski. And now look at the lead they've managed to build themselves. 4 aces. Still a decent amount of time. 46 seconds to make up 6 frags. We saw pretty much 4 aces do that in regulation, but it's a tall order, especially as Aljas still getting kills with the flat cannon. The kills just aren't coming. 30 seconds left. It's a 5 point lead now. And I'm not liking when his amp's chances. I think that regulation was their only shot, and they just couldn't do it. 5 point lead, 10 seconds left. What a match. Another supernova performance from Snatch, but on the other side, Aljas hitting 6k damage in overtime there. What a game. 3 points in it in the end. And I'm left, honestly, a little bit disappointed that we can't go on and see maps 4 and 5. I feel like we deserve it. Wenizam definitely deserved one of those 3 games. Played really well. But yeah, great game. This was, of course, an upper bracket matchup. So we will see more of these teams. And if I had to bet on it, I'd say we'd see more of these teams in the final. That's my prediction. I think Shox' squad definitely got a chance upsetting one of these 2. If they haven't already dropped, I haven't been paying attention. Anyway, do have a replay. I think this is 6 shot primaries in a row from Aiko on Overlord. There's 2. Nice. Multi-kill. And the missed shot onto Crush. Never mind. Anyway, I'm afraid that's it. No map 4 or 5, bit of a shame, but as I said, we'll see more of these teams in the future. I'll be sure to cast their games. I'm sure Snatch and his squad are already thinking about revenge in the final, potentially. And yes, great play. Some really good moments. Great final game with an overtime. Thank you all for watching. Don't know when the next games are. Actually, I'll do my job as a dedicated community member and caster. Next game is scheduled on Sunday. Polish versus Extreme Team Clan. I don't even know what team that was. They changed name? Anyway, that's a lower bracket map. Matchup. So whoever loses that one's going home, I'm afraid. But I'm going to sign off. Thank you all very much for watching. It's been a pledge, as usual. And I'll see you Sunday. Or sooner if people schedule their games.